I'm Dr. Kori. This is my very good friend.
Hi.
And the Diet Doc Twin Falls owner, Vanessa Toolson.
If you don't know who I am, you're welcome. Okay,
So
and he's our web guy.
Today, guys, we want to talk to you about how you can really gain a lot of weight.
Super gluttonous.
Super gluttonously for Super Bowl.
Because that's what everybody wants, right? You want to just blow everything you have going.
Blow it out of the water.
Oh, I see what you did there. So many puns. I don't know if any of you saw the video that Joe put out. It was, screw New Year's.
Oh,
yes. Stay fat forever. We're kind of going to go on those
Yeah,
lines.
we'll stick with that sort of a theme. Because that's fun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment.
Let's talk about, how we could make choices to get fat on Super Bowl Sunday. Or any other game, for that
Fat
matter.
and fluffy.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started. I think one of the most important things that you should consider doing prior to the Super Bowl is to just not eat anything all day long leading up to the big game.
Totally.
Don't you agree?
Totally. I mean, it makes sense if you don't eat anything all day, maybe even for 2 days. You should be able to eat whatever you want, right?
Yeah, I say just completely deplete yourself. And maybe even dehydrate also. That would be even better.
Yeah, no salt. Boil everything for a while.
And you'll feel amazing!
Yep.
And then when all of the food and that spread is laid out and, you have your buffalo chicken dip and your wings and
Lots of chips.
lots of chips and dips, and then you're just ready to go to hog heaven.
That's right. Or not.
Or not.
All right, let's talk about the real deal
What
here.
you could do instead.
Yeah. Let's talk about how that really will make you feel.
I would recommend that, and this is something that I do on a daily basis to set myself up for success, is the first thing I do is I get up and I exercise. Not only does... Go ahead.
I can attest to that. I heard the door alarm go off while I was sleeping still this morning. I knew exactly when she was working out. It was great.
And what I didn't do to take care of my friend so she could continue sleeping was have the music up really, really
She's a
loud.
good friend.
I put on my headphones and I
Her
kept
normal
it
jam.
quiet for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
But-
So it's a little extra workout. Maybe push a little harder.
Yeah. Up
Expect-
the intensity a little bit.
Give yourself some wiggle room.
Because know that you probably are going to be eating some things that you won't typically, and they're going to be a bit more calorically dense.
Maybe take some baby wipes to your friend's house. That's
Wait, why?
That's what I would have to do. When I eat foods out of my ordinary, I kind of like to have my own space, but...
Do you get diarrhea?
Well, it's just not a fun experience when you eat grease and you haven't normally eaten grease.
Oh.
So that leads us to our next point. You're not going to feel good if you eat everything in a small period of time like that. You're not going to be able to enjoy the game. You're going to be sitting on the couch wishing you had spandex on. Maybe you already do.
It's kind of
It's
like
not going to feel good.
Yeah, we don't want you to have like the same experience that you did at Thanksgiving time, where you're just ready to fall asleep or barf or spend the rest of the night in the toilet.
Because Super Bowl's
Right?
a big eating holiday.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, you guys maybe didn't know this, but it is the second biggest eating day of the year after Thanksgiving.
Only second to Thanksgiving. Alright, so let's talk about the next thing that you could do if you want to gain weight on game day. I definitely think that you should bring all or some of your favorite decadent, rich, or calorie-dense foods, for sure. But you tell yourself you're just not going to eat them. I'm going to bring...
Wait, I know what we should bring.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so,
say
guys,
it.
Costco has this, Vanessa couldn't remember the name of it last night. It's this, like, big truffle bowl thing, and she's like, what was it called? And I said, dump cake.
It is.
It's called a dump cake.
It's this deep, and it's like layers.
10 layers of, like, whipped cream, cake, fudge, whipped cream, cake, fudge,
Yeah.
and
We took it to the annual summit for the Diet Doc last year, and we did exactly this. Oh, we'll take it, we'll share with everyone. We won't eat a lot of it.
no, here's what happened, guys. Here's what happened. We're in the back, like the back corner kitchen area, and we pull it out of the fridge, and we're like,
It was like crack. It was like crack cocaine.
Okay, even those of you with the highest level of self-control and willpower and discipline, and I consider myself to be one of those people.
Right.
Most times, you will struggle in the face of that much decadent food. Okay, and it's not all your fault.
No.
Don't just blame yourselves.
It's not that you're weak.
No.
It's that it's made with lots
sugar,
of crack cocaine
and
ingredients.
fat.
Heroin-ish.
Yes.
Really, literally, brain chemistry.
That really promote those addictive tendencies. So, watch yourselves, guys. And to go back to the first point, don't just exercise. Like, plan some things out in terms of how you're going to eat throughout the rest of the day so that you're not likely to succumb to those dump cakes that are
Tempting dump
in your
cakes.
wake.
We thought about shooting this video from Costco, but we thought we'd get some weird looks.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the water?
I stopped talking.
Yeah. She's
It's
not from Idaho. She can't handle this.
This pool is not heated.
It's warmer than the Snake River. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right.
Okay.
What's
All right.
your next
Next
point?
thing. So, you know, in talking about the foods that are going to be available in this Super Bowl environment, I don't think you should put any real effort into bringing your own foods. at all.
No, totally. Don't bring your own foods. Rely on everybody else.
Rely on everyone else, because
There's
I mean,
bound to be something.
if you look back at like your own experiences going to like educational conferences, or even like in your place of work when they provide breakfast for you, and there's this beautiful spread of like all carbohydrate rich foods like muffins and pastries and fruit
famous
and bagels,
continental hotel breakfast.
oh yeah, and
Tons of-
oatmeal and
tons-
toast
tons of good
and
choices.
pancakes and
Yeah, orange
so
juice.
the likelihood of that happening at the Super Bowl is really high.
Yeah.
And that's freaking fantastic,
Awesome.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to do any work to get all of those foods there.
Or not. Let's talk about the opposite side, which would be
Yeah,
not
what do you
wanting
do?
to gain weight. So we definitely want to at least bring something that we know if we get the munchies or if we're tempted by some of the other things that are there, the chips and salsa are calling my name, you want to make sure you have something. I like a nice hummus plate with veggies.
Ooh, yeah, I love hummus.
Cucumbers for days. Those are the kind of things that I don't feel like I'm missing out. I'm getting to snack and
Yeah.
munch and crunch, and we've got water-dense vegetables. So that's my go-to for
Cucumber.
sure.
Okay, so what are
Mhm.
those? Like
So I like
cucumbers,
cucumbers and
zucchini
baby
strips,
carrots,
baby carrots,
and bell peppers, bell pepper strips, but snap peas are my favorite.
oh yeah. those
So,
are
and they're
good.
a little sweeter, so you've got a little salty, little sweet. And then I usually try and make a, like if you want to do a dip, you do a Greek yogurt with ranch packet, so you're not in as big of a position of, dipping into the ranch for your veggies. Because even hummus, you need to be careful, it's got some
High
oil in
fat
it. Mhm.
sometimes. And
Yep.
there are very, very easy make-your-own hummus recipes that don't have any oil in them at all.
Right.
So
My friends are usually, they usually have a good mix of some good and some bad. And so usually it's a group decision. It's not socially unacceptable to ask people what they're bringing. So if you find
Yeah,
out that
absolutely.
nobody's bringing anything that's protein related, you might add some, like we did it at Summit. You take some lunch meat and roll it up. People will grab at that all day long. So just be smart about it. Make sure you've got something you can have.
too, guys, and I'm not a huge proponent of taking meals to social gatherings, but don't be afraid to do that. If that's comfortable for you, do it. If you want that type of structure, do it.
And Super Bowl's known for that. People always bring stuff. Everybody's bringing
Absolutely.
something.
Yeah.
So this is it's not like taking your Tupperware to a fancy dinner. It's like, here's
Yeah.
my contribution to the party.
And so, like, for me, I'm not real comfortable having my meal be just 3 hours worth of snacking. And here's why. Because I tend to eat a lot more than I would otherwise. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Absolutely.
how you feel
super,
too.
super common.
But
Super common.
so I'll bring a massive like green salad that everyone can share. Because
She's not exaggerating.
no, this is actually small. Like, I would eat a salad the size of this pool.
You know
if
those containers that are meant to like bust dishes? That's where she makes her salad in, and then she microwaves it. But we won't. We're not here to talk about Kori's weird eating.
No. Salad is good.
Salad is
Veggies
great.
are good, and
Veggies
I
are
like
good.
to have like a meal. So then I feel full, I feel satisfied, and I'm not like continuously picking. So the other thing I guess would be get a plate and get your snacks on the one plate.
Visible at one time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And think of that as this is my meal for
Now.
now. Yeah.
Let's be
for
real.
now.
Most Super Bowl parties are like 4 hours long. That's
So you
that's
might
two
have
meals
two
maybe.
meals.
Yeah. Eat, stop, done, repeat later. This is the goal.
Yes.
Because how many times do we have clients come in the next day after Super Bowl? Well, I really didn't eat that much at one time.
Yeah.
Is the goal.
Yes.
Is the
This
reality.
Is an extended
Yeah.
meal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing that I'm going to do to make sure that I gain weight on Super Bowl is I'm going to not eat and just drink my calories.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to send this video to one of
Those
my
feel so
very
good.
closest friends. She knows who I'm talking about. I'm just going to drink my calories. It's going to be
Drink your
fine.
calories.
Now, it's one thing if you just feel gross when you eat and drink together. I get that. But let's talk about why. Let's go on to the just kidding side. Alcohol generally is full of carbohydrates. So unless you're drinking, even
there's lots of sugar.
lots of sugar, and people will say, well, I just had straight up vodka, it's still, alcohol is a sugar, period, the end. And then we usually put sugar in it.
Right.
So
Your
it's
mixed drinks are
absolutely like eating liquid brownies. I mean,
yum.
I would rather have liquid
Me
brownies.
too!
Yeah. So the reality is you've got two options. You need to limit the amount of alcohol, period, the end, if you're working towards a fat loss goal, because it doesn't work well with your goal. But the other thing is, people think, oh, I'll save the calories, I won't eat. You're better off having some protein and slowing down the digestion of that alcohol, getting a vehicle to travel some of that sugar into, appropriate places like muscles and things instead of just hitting your bloodstream. So yeah, definitely not a good idea to go liquid diet on the Super Bowl.
And I want to add something to that, guys. Most of you who are watching us, you subscribe to a flexible dieting sort of an eating structure, right? And I have some qualms with the term flexibility because it's very relative, all right? I think Vanessa would agree with me when I say I'm a lot less flexible with my eating than she is.
Absolutely. We talked about this just last night. And I'm a bad influence on her, and she gets more flexible when I come to visit.
I certainly do.
And I love it.
And honestly, it's much more difficult for me to eat in the way that I usually do when Vanessa is here, and she's a lot more, I was gonna say loose.
Probably not a good choice of words.
Yeah.
Loose nutritionally. Nutritionally loose. I feel like I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
So again, I just want to say it's okay if you want to implement a bit more rigidity, and rigidity operates on a continuum. She probably considers me to be on the high end of the rigidity continuum.
Yeah, definitely.
It works for me.
But let me stop you here, because she can't say this part. I can, though.
Okay.
This is the beauty. We didn't practice this. Shoot from the hip. This is the beauty of autonomy, because
I like that word.
I know you do. That's why I looked at you right in your eyes. Autonomy, because the choices that she makes directly affect her physique. Okay, this is how we all work. We both have been on stages and competed, in that arena. We also have been on the heavier and lighter side of our own bodies.
Yep.
With flexibility comes the autonomy to decide. Kori chooses to have that rigidity at a certain level, but she also maintains a body fat on the higher end of acceptable range. Higher as in higher standard, not higher body fat. She stays leaner year round because of the choices she makes. Her choice is to eat structured in the way that she does, and she stays leaner. So my choice is I'm going to choose foods that are more on the carb continuum, but I sacrifice that leanness, and I have to be okay with that. So it goes to show that, like many of you that work with me, we might loosen your macros up a little bit in the winter when you're not in a bikini, and we might tighten them back up before your trip, that you're going to be in a swimming suit. That's the beauty of this. Kori chooses to eat a certain way year-round and maintains a certain physique for that. And it's admirable. But we have to find a balance with each person on livability. The reality is, if I ate as tight as Kori, I would absolutely love my body, but it would be a stress for me. The opposite is true of Kori. If she lets her diet go and ate like me every day, she's not comfortable in her skin. So that's the beauty.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
We get to choose.
Yeah. The dump cake weekend.
I loved it.
She loved it. I was not a happy person. My entire mood shifted when that was in front of me, and I had to exert that much energy to say, please, no, like, get it away from me.
Or not. Say no.
Or not. Or eat it, and then feel the like, physical response that I would have in my energy levels and mood. So all of you guys are so different. So finding what works for you is key. I want to add too, based on what you said, like, yes, I am tighter in terms of my nutrition to maintain a certain physique level, but I also have different goals than Vanessa does. Not physique wise, but just athletically too.
Absolutely.
I'm cycling all the time. If I am 5 to 10 pounds heavier than I am now, I'm not as good a cyclist. I don't have the endurance that I would otherwise. I can't get up those massive hills that I want to. So
absolutely.
Consider your goals outside of fat loss and body fat percentage and how you look in the mirror as well.
Yeah, and that's what coaching is all about. Those of you, a lot of you on this call are working with myself or Kori or other Diet Doc owners, and this is why we take everything into consideration. This is why body fat percentages are just used as a tool. You don't know what that person is working towards or what their goals are. So I'm going to check for any questions.
Let's wrap up. Let's check for questions. The final big point, I think, guys, that we really want to drill home is it's going to be tough when your team loses. And so really consider that since you have an abundance of junk in front of you and high sugar alcohol right there for you to drown your sorrows in, like, take advantage of that. Do you agree?
I would agree. I'm typing.
Or not! Do not!
To stay chubby. To gain weight on the big day. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. She missed that. It's okay. Like, I really respect that she missed that because she's actually paying attention and focusing
on you.
Yeah.
The viewers.
This is what I'm getting at. Don't let the day become a mindless eating fest. Most of you who are watching this have heard me talk about mindless eating and what happens in situations like that. Your focus is on the game, right? And you're just like shoving food in your face. You don't know what you're eating. You're not tasting the food. You don't know how many chips you've consumed. And you get done, your plate's empty, and you're like, where'd my food go?
I must not have had anything.
Did you eat my food?
I blame it on Jeff. Jeff, you ate all my brownie. All right, I'll get some more.
So you guys really focus, pay attention.
Be mindful.
Be mindful. Have a plan going in. Minimize distractions, okay? Just based on the fact that you know if you are distracted, you're going to eat more, all right? You're going to eat faster than you typically would.
Don't wash it down with a margarita or a beer. Beer's big on this holiday, I almost called it.
It is big, and it's usually really carby and heavy. Like, because there's wheat beers, and there's I can't speak intelligently about beers, guys, but
we don't drink
know
beer.
That you want to be careful about alcohol in general.
Jeff's watching, and he totally... He said, I totally do that. Eat your brownies when you're not looking. Okay, so just some of the comments. We got a lot of good reviews. We got called a riot, which I think is fun.
Oh, nice.
My client Laura said, I was starting to get worried about Sunday, so glad you posted this. Up top.
Yes.
Okay, we forgot that it was Super Bowl Sunday. Thankfully, we got reminded, so yay for whatever reminded us. We're not big football fans. We are going to Super Bowl parties, though. Someone, Laura also said she's going to combat the big day. She's throwing her own party. Yay!
Yes, so she can control a lot of things that happen, and she can ask people who are coming, could you please bring this? Could you please bring that? Could you please not bring that thing?
Yeah, the thing that I'm going to do, just so you guys know, I have to practice the get a plate, finish the plate, be done. The other thing is my game plan, I'm going to have some alcoholic beverages. I'm going to make sure that I don't take like a bottle and I'm just pouring into it. I'm going to take a shot glass so that I know, because I use Diet Cola in my stuff, but I'm going to make sure instead of like that's a shot. It's good. Okay, so make sure that you guys are in control one way or the other. Let me see if there's any questions. Any other questions? Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way.
Guys, usually the food is in one spot, right? It's congregating on a table or it's all placed in the kitchen. Don't hang out by the table. Get as far away from the table as you can.
Go watch the game.
Go watch the game.